Brilliance Audio presents In My Wildest Dreams by Christina Dodd, performed by Karen Cass.
Garrick, you must tell me, who is that beautiful lady I met at the train station?
Lifting his attention from the row of figures, Garrick Throckmorton stared at Ellery. His younger brother stood framed in the doorway of the study, his clothing exquisitely cut, his blonde hair styled perfectly, his tanned cheeks flushed with becoming colour. Throckmorton had hoped to finish writing instructions on the accounting to his secretary before putting in his first appearance at the reception, but as he studied his overexcited, excessively handsome younger brother, he realised that would not be possible. He recognised trouble when he saw it, and in this family, trouble almost always came in the shape of Ellery Throckmorton.
A beautiful lady?
Throckmorton blotted his pen.
Your fiancé, I would hope.
No, not Hyacinth. Ellery waved off his intended with a sweep of his elegant hand.
Most certainly not Hyacinth.
The sound of violins, cellos, and French horns drifted in from the terrace and the drawing rooms along with the babble of guests, arrived just this afternoon for 5 days of festivities celebrating Ellery's betrothal to Lady Hyacinth Illington. Therefore Throckmorton realised their own voices could be heard, not that such a paltry consideration would occur to Ellery.
Shut the door,
Throckmorton instructed, and waited until Ellery had complied.
Hyacinth is quite a handsome girl.
She's handsome enough. Ellery glanced at the cut-glass decanter of brandy on the sideboard.
But this was a woman, and what a woman! She...
Determined to halt this liaison before it started, Throckmorton interrupted.
Starting an affair at your betrothal celebration is in extremely poor taste.
An affair? Ellery's long, elegant face grew longer.
I couldn't start an affair with that girl. She's dewy with innocence.
If Ellery didn't want an affair, what did he want? Marriage? To a girl whose name was unknown to him? Oh, yes, such a romantic flight of fancy was bound to appeal to Ellery. Handsome, frivolous, light-hearted Ellery, who wanted nothing so much as to remain an available bachelor forever. Removing his glasses, Throckmorton rubbed the bridge of his nose.
Dewy, yes, but, as I'd like to point out, so is Lady Hyacinth. And she's your betrothed.
In a daring rush of words, Ellery said, My betrothed, not my wife. Damn. Throckmorton should have known this whole arrangement had gone too easily. He'd been waiting for the other shoe to fall, and by God it had, not surprisingly, in the form of a woman.
You didn't object to the engagement before?
Ellery stiffened. He stalked forward. Placing his hands flat on the desk, he leaned toward Throckmorton and glared, his blue eyes narrowed. Only the length and sweep of his eyelashes detracted from the menace he projected. Object? I most certainly did object, but you had high-handedly put the announcement in the Times without consulting me.
Pah! You could have raved and shouted until I withdrew my offer on your behalf. You didn't.
Throckmorton neatly corked his ink, placed his pen in his desk drawer, and started to slide it closed. Something caught his eye, and he opened it again. A pen was missing. 2 pens.
Have the children been playing in here again?
I don't know, and don't try and change the subject. Ellery rapped his knuckles on the desk. The governess couldn't get here too soon, Throckmorton reflected. The girls were running wild. Or rather, Kiki was running wild, and half the time dragging Penelope with her. The loss of his pens were the least of the problem. Ellery said, I didn't object because you never gave me a chance.
And because Lady Hyacinth is a very handsome female, and an heiress, and the daughter of the Marquis of Longshore, and because you know it's time for you to settle down.